I just watched the trailer for Jujutsu Kaisen Shibuya Incident, and it looks pretty good. Before we get into that, hi, I'm Jacob Berry. I'm the host of StudioJake. Welcome to my vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. And boy, I've got an exciting one for you today. Before we dive into it, be sure to like this video, share it out on all the interwebs, leave me a comment, tell me what you think, and of course, subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscriptions. I'm over 880, so I'm in the last inning right now, and I could use any clicks of that subscribe button to help me reach my goal. When I get there, I'm going to do an Ask Me Anything live stream. All right, so diving into it. Now, I'm not going to recap all of Jujutsu Kaisen for you. I'll let you go to my website, studiojakemedia.com. I've got reviews for season 1. I've got reviews for Jujutsu Kaisen 0, and I have an upcoming review for the prequel arc that was the beginning of season 2. But all that aside, I just watched the Shibuya Incident trailer, and please let me know if I'm mispronouncing Shibuya. I'm notorious for mispronouncing names in other languages, so please let me know in the comments. I mean, no disrespect. It's just my own American ignorance in this case. So, all that being said, I really hope that this series is as good as the trailer looks. My understanding is I've not read the manga, so I'm speculating based on the trailer and a synopsis that I read of the upcoming arc. So basically, Gato, who's the big baddie of the series, he used to be a jujutsu sorcerer, but then he defected because he wants to erase all humans who cannot process the sorcerer power, the cursed energy, where all these demonic like creatures come from. They're called cursed spirits, and they normal humans can't see them, but people who are jujutsu sorcerers can. And he wants to kill all regular humans and just live in a world where it's just jujutsu sorcerers and the cursed spirits. Now, of course, Jujutsu Academy is against this. They want to protect humanity from the cursed spirits and, by extension, Gato. And my understanding is of the Shibuya incident is Gato leads an attack. So Gojo takes the first and second year students. Of course, the main character is Yuji, who is housed by, or his body is being used as a vessel for a very powerful cursed spirit. And along with his classmates Megumin and Nobaro, I think, judging from it, it looks like they're in for the fight of their lives. I am very excited for this. The animation is so sleek. The music is incredible. I really liked the animation style. This is produced by Mappa, who I sometimes criticize them when they take over an anime. So, like when they took over Attack on Titan, I didn't think it was as good as the previous studio, and same with Vinland Saga. I thought that the original studios for those animes did better. However, when it comes to Mappa's own stuff, they do very well, and that is easily seen in this. They are top notch, and I look forward to seeing, how the series evolves. And like I said, I've not read the manga, so I don't know what's coming. No spoilers in the comments. That will get you banned from commenting on my videos. Spoilers is something I don't tolerate, along with a host of other crimes, if you will. But that being said, as you can see, I'm a big fan of second year character Toge. I think he's a really cool character. He is the one who his cursed ability is anything he says happens, so he has to be very careful. He has to talk in food items, and he has to use the inflection of his voice to emphasize what he's trying to say. So like when he says a lot is bonito flakes, because he's a big fan of them, I guess, as a seasoning. And he because if he says anything like that could imply something, he could accidentally kill someone. That they really show, he's been shown in season 1, but probably the part where he got to shine the most was in the movie Jujutsu Kaisen 0. There's a scene where he's fighting a cursed spirit and he just unleashes his voice. Of course, it's not invincible. The more he uses his powers, the harder it is for his voice, so he has to carry around a special spray that can heal his voice a little bit faster, because if he loses his voice, he can't use his powers. So He's one of my favorite characters in the show, probably my favorite character aside from Gojo. But that's one thing interesting I noticed in a lot of animes is sometimes the side characters are more interesting than the main character, and you look forward to that. I remember I always called Mobile Fighter G Gundam my gateway drug into anime because I had watched anime before, but I didn't know what they were. So like I had watched Speed Racer and the Sonic the Hedgehog OVA, Sonic X. I didn't know that those were anime at the time. But Mobile Fighter G Gundam was the first time I sat down and I said I'm going to watch an anime. And one of my favorite character from the show is Saisashi, who's the pilot of the Dragon Gundam. And I liked his character better than Domon Kashu, who's the main character. And I can't explain that. It just happens sometimes, and that's kind of happening with Jujutsu Kaisen. Toge and Gojo are my favorite characters of the show. But whatever the case may be, I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this upcoming arc. It looks so good. The first episode is dropping pretty soon. I think it's already aired at the time of this recording. I think it's already aired in Japan. So I can't wait for it to arrive in the United States. I think we're in for a wild ride, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And of course, head over to my website, StudioJakeMedia.com, where I will post a review once the season is completed. I don't like to post reviews of something until I've seen the entire season. Occasionally I break that rule and I'll review a pilot, but I typically like to watch the whole season in its context, whether it be Freak of the Week or a story arc like what's upcoming, just because I like to have the whole context before I review something. Because a couple of times I've thought about doing that, like I'll just review an episode, but then I may not like the episode, but then when I view it in the whole context of the show, I actually enjoy it. And I realize now that happened a lot to me while I was watching Gotham. I would go, why is this happening in this episode? But then by the end of the season, I'd go, oh, that's why. That's why that happened back, 3 episodes ago in that episode I hated. So it might be the same for Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm pretty stoked about it. The show has blown me away. I thought the movie was amazing. In fact, Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, the year it came to America, I actually put it on my top 10 best films of the year. I always like to do that whenever I see an animated film or an anime film. Sometimes those two aren't mutually exclusive. I will like to add one. I like to include at least one animated feature, just because I appreciate that medium so much. I think that animation is a good way to tell stories, and it's no different than Jujutsu Kaisen. This show has blown me away. I really like the characters, even characters that I started out not liking. Even in just after one season, I like them a lot more. For instance, Nabarro. Whenever she first appeared on the show, I didn't like her. I was like, oh, great, another one of these, you know, strong, independent women who is just going to be annoying the whole time. But no, once you learn the context of who she is and why she is, then you realize, oh, this is a character with a lot of depth. She's not just a typical sort of Hollywood caricature of what an action female star should be. She's actually a well-rounded, well-developed character. And one of the things I appreciate about Jujutsu Kaisen is a lot of anime have a lot of fan service. I defend anime. I've defended it several times on this channel as well as on social media, and but I am fully aware that a lot of anime have what they call ecchi, which is sort of fan service, kind of scantily clad women, and typically it's used as a joke. But one of the things I appreciate about Jujutsu Kaisen is the women are all modestly dressed, but it still shows them as women. They show men and women acting differently, because men and women, hate to break it to you, are different. And I really like that about the show, is it shows those, even though Nabara, I keep saying her name differently, and again, I apologize for that. I mean, no disrespect, but she's one of these really cool action heroes that for sure girls and women can really look up to, but also that men go, wow, that was cool. So I look forward to seeing what happens with her character in the upcoming arc. I look for as well as our protagonist Yuji and Megumin and and especially Gojo and Toge. I'm really excited for this arc. I think it's going to be fantastic, and I hope that it is. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up, that you'll leave me a comment and tell me what you think, that you'll share it out with your friends, and of course, consider subscribing to Studio Jake. I cover all kinds of nerd and pop culture topics, including film, television, anime, comic books, and so much more. I hope that you'll also head over to my main website, StudioJakeMedia.com, where I have even more news, views, and commentary. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, head over to my locals page. That's studiojakemedia.locals.com. It's the best way to support me. I'm trying to build a little community there. I have exclusive reviews and articles, so definitely head over there and check it out. And I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.